Hello students, in the last lecture we did electric field intensity due to point charge, and if you remember we have taken the source charge at the origin. This was the last time diagram, and we need to find out the electric field intensity at point P whose position vector is r vector. And we derived the relation that electric field intensity at point P is equal to K source upon distance between test and source square, and the unit vector which gives the direction of the electric field intensity, and the direction of electric field intensity is in the direction of the force acting on the test charge. Test charge was placed at point P. Now, if I change this diagram and I need to find out the electric field intensity where the source charge is not at the origin. So, capital Q is a source charge. Let at point P we have a test charge Q naught, which will be written as 1 unit or a unit positive charge. We will see about this. Now the position vector of point P is r vector, and the position vector of the source charge is r dash vector. So the diagram has been changed. The topic still remains electric field intensity due to point charge. So now you have to find out the electric field intensity at point P when the source is not at the origin. This is the formula we have derived taking the source at origin. Now what happens? Generally students learn this formula, but when I change the position of the source charge, the equation for this electric field intensity in vector form changes. So this is a homework for you. You have to write down the equation for the electric field intensity at point P, and I will give the solution in the coming lecture. So your homework is write down the electric field intensity at point P when the arrangement of the charges is like this. Remember that the electric field intensity, to find the electric field intensity at any point, the position vector for that point is generally taken as r vector. This is a convention we will be following. Wherever you want to find out the electric field intensity, its position vector will be given by the symbol r vector. The symbol for other source vectors can be anything. Here I have written r dash. You can write r1 vector, r2 vector, any symbol you can take. So this is the homework, and the equation of this arrangement I will write in the next lecture. So we move further now to understand what is the electric field intensity and what is why the test charge is taken as small as possible. So today we will write the characteristics of the electric field intensity. What are the characteristics, or what are the conclusions we can derive? So now let us discuss characteristic of electric field intensity. Number one, two definitions we have already given. that the source which produce the charge which produce the electric field around it is called a source charge, and the charge which is used to determine the intensity of electric field is called test charge. So we are not writing it again in the characteristic. We move further. Now if you have observed the formula for electric field intensity, again and again I am saying K source upon distance between test source square and the direction. So if you see, this is the electric field intensity formula for a point charge. At the same time, the general formula for electric field intensity is the force acting on the test charge divided by the test charge. So we apply the Coulombian force between the two charges, that was source and test charge, and we divide it by test charge, and we arrive this relation. Now from this relation, it is clear that the electric field intensity depends on the magnitude of source charge. So first thing is, electric field intensity depends on magnitude of source charge, or in other words, I can also say that it is independent of the magnitude of test charge. It does not depend on test charge. So in other words, or we are making another point you have to remember, it is independent of the magnitude of test charge. And so the conventions are, the test charge should be as small as possible, as well if you take the test charge any value in the answer, you will get only source charge, because after applying the Coulombian force, we have to divide that force by the test charge. So anyhow the test charge will be cancelled. So we will see this, why the test charge should be as small as possible. Third, it depends on the distance between the test and source charge. Now it means it depends on the orientation of the charges. This formula derived is for a simple case when the source was at the origin. But now I have given you the exercise. If the source is not at the origin, what should be the equation? So it depends on the orientations of the source charge as well as test charge, or the position vector of test charge with respect to the source charge. So third point is, it depends on orientation of the charges. When I say orientation of the charges, it depends on the position of source as well as test charge. Though in this case the source was at the origin, so its position vector was 0. However, this will not be the case in the exercise I have given you in the starting. So it depends on the orientation of the charges, or I can say it depends on position vector of test charge with respect to source charge. Now this was clear in the definition itself, that as I change the position of the test charge, the magnitude will keep on changing. If I am near to the source charge, the intensity will be more, and if I am moving away, the intensity will keep on decreasing, because electric field intensity obeys the inverse square law, or it is inversely proportional to the square of distance between the test charge and the source charge. So the electric field intensity within the bracket itself, we say this is the position vector of the test charge, and so we say it depends on the position vector of the test charge with respect to the source charge. Now the fourth point, which is very important for us, and we are using it again and again, the line the test charge should be as small as possible. So to determine the electric field intensity, the magnitude of test charge should be as small as possible. So let me first write this code point. The test charge used to determine the electric field intensity, now electric field intensity किसकी होती है, ताकत किसकी होती है, सोर्स की. So to determine the electric field intensity of source charge, so the test charge used to determine the electric field intensity should be as small as possible. So what does it mean? Now let us see our diagram again. Suppose this is the source charge placed in a Cartesian coordinate system whose position vector is r dash. Now I want to determine its electric field intensity. We have already discussed the electric field of this point charge should be spherical, or it is a spherical. Now if I place any test charge at point P, say Q naught, if its value is very large, as compared to capital Q, the capital Q will be repelled away, or if it is opposite charge, it will be attracted towards it. So it should not happen. If you need to find out the electric field intensity of a source charge, the field is spherical. When you place a test charge, it should not be the situation where the source charge run away or comes into motion due to the force of interaction. In other words, the test charge should not change the configuration of the source charge, क्योंकि जिसकी हमें ताकत पता करनी है, अगर वो सोर्स ही अपनी पोजीशन बदल देगा तो it is not possible to determine its strength. So if capital Q is the source charge and we know its electric field is spherical, ये उसका region है, ये उसकी field है. We will see why I am making this small sphere, then another concentric sphere, another concentric sphere. We will come to all these points. Anyhow, if I place the test charge inside it should not run away or its position should not change. For the time we assume the source charge is always fixed at a given point by some unknown forces. We will discuss about it later on. But for the time being, as far as first chapter is concerned, we assume the source charge is fixed. So once it is fixed, your source test charge should not be very large. So the condition is the test charge should be as small as possible. Now why the test charge should be as small as possible? So I give the reason. Should be as small as possible so as the original configuration. When I mean the original configuration, I mean the electric field of a source charge. Electric field मतलब इलाका. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि सोर्स ही चला गया. Then how will you determine its strength? We need to find out the intensity of the strength. तो वो तो वही रहना चाहिए. इसलिए टेस्ट चार्ज कोई बड़ा उससे बड़ा टेस्ट चार्ज लेके आना नहीं है. You have to check the order so as the original configuration of source charge does not change. Now see this point very important. The test charge used to determine the electric field intensity should be as small as possible so as the original configuration of the source charge should not or does not change. Now what we should do, or what the physics tell us, so that the original configuration is not changed. Now test charge should be as small as possible. Now the smallest available charge in the nature is the charge on proton or the charge on electron. So I say we should take a unit positive charge. Unit positive charge means one proton. You may take also and one electron also to determine the intensity of the source charge. But by convention, whenever you need to find out the electric field intensity of a source charge and whatever point is given, you assume that we place a unique positive charge at that point. So while discussing this equation, I kept Q naught at a point P. Now again and again in the numerical, we will not be placing Q naught because Q naught get cancelled. Source charge is electric field intensity depend on source charge and not on the test charge. So we conventionally take the test charge as a unit positive charge, and the charge on smallest particle is the charge on proton or electron. So we don't need to change the original configuration of the source charge. So test charge should be as small as possible. Now we come to this next point. Okay, the smallest available charge is the charge on proton or electron, and so we take by convention the test charge should be a unit positive charge. So we continue that point with a new paragraph. The smallest available charge is charge on proton or charge on electron. That is, the magnitude is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. This is the smallest available value to us. So whenever you want to determine the electric field intensity, your test charge should be a unit positive charge. So if I say unit positive charge, I mean a proton. You may take one electron also, but by convention, the test charge is generally taken as the charge on proton, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So smallest available charge is charge on proton or charge on electron. So by convention, we take test charge to be a unit positive charge. So this is how the electric field intensity is defined as the force acting on a unit positive charge. So this test charge is assumed to be 1 unit, or I may write its value is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. In any case, when I apply the Coulomb's law, I will write K source. Now I am taking test charge to be a proton, so E upon R square, that is F, divided by again the test charge, again I will divide it by E, so E get cancelled. So because it does not depend on the test charge, we have assigned test charge the value 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. But instead of saying this value again and again, I will using the word the unit positive charge. So test charge is a unit positive charge. We will always place in the electric field of a source charge to determine its intensity. And now this value is very small. So our source, which is capital Q, that is the amount of charge, say 1 coulomb. So 1 coulomb is very large unit. We have seen it consists of number of electrons. Otherwise, like you may also find out by this equation, Q is equal to Ne. Now if I say Q is 1 coulomb, find out the number of proton or electron. So the simple equation will be N is equal to Q by E. Now if Q is 1 coulomb, 1 divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. This is equal to 0.625 into 10 raised to 19. So 1 coulomb consists of about 10 raised to 19 positive charge or 10 raised to negative charges, which is very large number. So if my source charge is 1 coulomb, in comparison to that, my test charge is negligibly small or it is very small. So it will not change the original configuration of the source charge. So in order that the original system or the configuration does not change, we should take test charge as small as possible, and this test charge should be the charge on proton, and now onwards I will say my test charge to be a unit positive charge and its value will be 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. However, this value becomes insignificant because when we use this formula and come to this conclusion, we find that the electric field does not depend on the magnitude of the test charge. So this is the entire story of electric field and electric field intensity. Now we will move to our next topic, electric field lines, which is closely related with the electric field and electric field intensity. Now let us move to the next topic, which is electric field lines. Electric field lines. Now the concept of electric field lines was given by Faraday, and it is an imaginary concept. Remember, electric field line is imaginary, but electric field is a reality. So this field lines does not exist anywhere, but in order to understand the electric field and electric field intensity, we will take the help of electric field lines. So electric field lines are the imaginary concept which is given by the Faraday to understand electric field and electric field intensity. Remember, electric field is a reality, field lines are an imaginary concept. Now what does this electric field lines mean? The simple definition, a pictorial, now this is a simple definition. We will move to more complex definition after studying the concept. First is a simple definition, a pictorial representation of electric field is called electric field lines. So a pictorial representation means I will explain you the electric field and electric field intensity with the help of a diagram or with the help of a picture. So with the help of diagram or with the help of picture, you will understand the electric field concept more clearly as compared to what we have studied previously in the form of theory. So let us see what are the electric field lines. Now suppose I take a source charge which is plus Q. Now if this is a plus source charge plus Q, suppose I keep a test charge at point P. Now we know that test charge should be a unit positive charge, that is a charge on proton or electron. So we place here proton. Now we don't represent test charge by Q naught. It is understood that we have kept a unit positive charge here. Now our source charge is positive. Our source charge is positive, and test charge by convention we always take positive. So what will be the interaction? Source is fixed by certain unknown force. Its position will not change. So whose position will change, or the effect will come on a test charge. So this test charge will be repelled away, or it will move away from the source charge. Now how I will show you this force of repulsion. Instead of point P, if I keep a test charge at point R, again it will be repelled, but the magnitude of the force or the electric field intensity will be less because we are moving away from the source. Now how to represent this explanation in the form of a diagram? So I will take the help of an arrow. I will draw an arrow outward. The head indicates the direction of the force acting on a test charge. So if I place a test charge, the test charge will move away. If I move away from the source charge, the intensity will keep on decreasing. So I will decrease the length of the arrow. So now this was the length of arrow, then small length, again a small length. Now what these arrows are? These arrows are called electric field lines. Now this arrow indicates the direction in which the test charge will move if it is allowed to move freely. Again, I am repeating, this is arrow, or this arrow indicate the direction of the motion of the test charge if it is allowed to move freely, and the length indicate the intensity, and length indicate the intensity. Say this is point P, this is point R, this is point S. So intensity will keep on decreasing. So this arrow indicate the motion of the source charge. The motion of the test charge. Now suppose this distance is 5 centimeter. Now if I keep a 5 centimeter along this axis or at this side, again the force of repulsion will be same. So if I have drawn this length of an arrow on this side, I will draw the same length on this side also. So again I am moving away, the length is this much, I will draw length here. Again small length. So this arrow indicates the direction of the motion of the test charge. Similarly, big arrow, small arrow, small arrow, big arrow, small arrow, small arrow, big arrow, small arrow, small arrow. Like this, big arrow, small arrow, small arrow. It will happen on all the sides. And if we join these arrows, suppose I join the first arrow. So again, as we have learned, or initially we have assumed that the shape of the field will be spherical. So what are electric field lines? Electric field lines are nothing but it is a path. Again, I am changing the definition now. First I said it is a pictorial representation. Now pictorial representation means with the help of arrow, I will understand the strength. More is the length of the arrow, more is the intensity. And as we move away, we keep on decreasing the length of the arrow, indicating the intensity is decreasing. And the head of arrow indicate the direction of the motion of the test charge. So now I will say what are the electric field lines. So it is a path, straight or curve. We will see in the next lecture. The field lines can be curve also. Now it can be straight also. I have drawn the straight arrows. So it is a path, straight or curve, followed by test charge. So it is a path. The path may be straight or curve, followed by test charge if it is allowed to move freely in the electric field of a source charge. So if it is allowed to move freely, where? In the electric field ऑफ सोर्स चार्ज। अगर हिंदी में इसको बोलो तो सोर्स चार्ज की जो फील्ड है उसके अंदर जब हम टेस्ट चार्ज रखेंगे तो वो जो रास्ता फॉलो करे, दैट पाथ और रास्ता स्ट्रेट भी हो सकता है, कर्व भी हो सकता है। सो इन सिंपल टर्म्स, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइन एक रास्ता है जो टेस्ट चार्ज फॉलो करेगा इफ वी अलाउ इट टू मूव फ्रीली। अगर हम उसको फ्रीली छोड़ दें तो कहां छोड़ दोगे? सोर्स की फील्ड के अंदर उसको छोड़ दो, तो आइदर इट विल बी अट्रैक्टेड टुवर्ड्स द सोर्स चार्ज और इट विल बी रिपल्ड अवे। नाउ आई हैव टू एक्सप्लेन दिस थिंग with the help of an arrow. So the head will give you the direction कि attract हो रहा है या repel हो रहा है, and the length of the arrow indicate the intensity कि भाई वहां पे सोर्स की ताकत ज्यादा है या कम है। So that is electric field lines. So simple definition, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड को समझने के लिए जो डायग्राम या पिक्चर की हेल्प लेते हैं उसको इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस बोलते हैं। Then we after studying this field lines arrows, we came to this conclusion in proper form that it is a path may be straight or curved, which will be followed by test charge. Remember this, if it is allowed to move freely. It may be possible that in second chapter we will not allow this test charge to move freely. और अब मैं बोलूं कि भाई फ्रीली जाने नहीं देना इसको, तो clearly you will spend your energy not to allow the test charge to move freely away from the source or towards the source. तो खर्चा करना पड़ेगा तुम्हें ताकि वो freely move नहीं करे, but now for the time being we allow it to move freely, और जो भी रास्ता वो follow करेगा उसको हम इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस कहते हैं। तो अब रास्ता बनाते हैं, पाथ बनाते हैं। So I keep this plus Q charge as a source, and I have taught you that the field will be spherical. So 1 plus Q charge is kept in the space, so electric field will be spherical. Now I will join, or I will draw this arrow on all the sides, and we know all the points on this sphere are equal distance from the source charge, say point P, point Q, point R, point S. So the intensity का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? K source upon distance between test and source. तो मैं यहाँ एक टेस्ट चार्ज रखूंगा। टेस्ट चार्ज कौन सा रखूंगा? पॉजिटिव। बाय कन्वेंशन वी टेक अ टेस्ट चार्ज टू बी अ पॉजिटिव और यूनिट पॉजिटिव चार्ज, तो उन सबको यहां रखूंगा अलग अलग पॉइंट पे, बिकॉज ऑल द पॉइंट्स आर इक्वल डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द सेंटर, सो द इंटेंसिटी विल बी सेम, सो लेंथ ऑफ द एरो इज सेम, सो द इंटेंसिटी इज सेम। नाउ इफ आई कीप द टेस्ट चार्ज एट दिस पॉइंट, तो इंटेंसिटी विल डिक्रीज, तो थोड़ी सी एरो छोटी कर देता हूं। तो पहले मैं वापस से एक स्फीयर बना देता हूं कॉन्सेंट्रिक, अब एरो की लेंथ घटा देते हैं, सो छोटी एरो। अगेन द लेंथ ऑफ द एरो शुड बी सेम, ऑल्दो माय डायग्राम इज नॉट सो गुड। अब थोड़ा और दूर चला गया तो इंटेंसिटी विल डिक्रीज, तो एरो और छोटी हो जाएगी। और छोटी एरो, छोटी एरो, छोटी एरो, छोटी एरो, छोटी एरो, चारों तरफ। अब ऐसा नहीं इतनी लाइनें बनाई है तो इतनी, फ्रॉम अ पॉइंट देयर मे बी इनफाइनाइट फील्ड लाइंस आई कैन ड्रॉ। तो ये जो एरो बनाई है इनको क्या बोलना है? इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस। और समझना कैसा है? तो एरो मीन्स हेड विल गिव the direction where the test charge will move if it is allowed to move freely। तो यहाँ डायग्राम देख के मुझे पता चल जाएगा कि मैं टेस्ट चार्ज कहीं भी रखूंगा तो दूर जाएगा। अब एरो जितनी बड़ी बनाऊंगा उधर इंटेंसिटी ज्यादा, सो क्लियरली द इंटेंसिटी एट पॉइंट P is more than the intensity at point R is more than S. So if I say where the intensity is maximum, so by common sense also P is maximum. Where the intensity is least, S. If I stop here, this is the electric field of a positive charge. Now in the coming days, it is not necessary to draw the source charge. टेस्ट चार्ज को फिक्स कर दिया है हमने. टेस्ट चार्ज का हमेशा क्या लेना है, प्रोटॉन लेना है, या वी कॉल इट अ यूनिट पॉजिटिव चार्ज. अब सोर्स चार्ज नहीं बनाऊंगा. इफ आई से द एरो इज रेडियली आउटवर्ड, तो ये एरो किसकी डायरेक्शन दे रहा है, टेस्ट चार्ज की. तो यहां पे सोर्स है, सोर्स भी पॉजिटिव. सो इफ द फील्ड लाइंस आर रेडियली आउटवर्ड या किसी पॉइंट से एमर्ज हो रही है, इक्वल लेंथ है अभी, इक्वल लेंथ, तो सोर्स कैसा होना चाहिए, पॉजिटिव. सो इफ फ्रॉम अ पॉइंट field lines are emerging out, it means source is positive, and this arrow indicates the direction of the test charge if it is allowed to move freely. Similarly हम ऐसा देखते हैं कि सोर्स अगर नेगेटिव है, अब एक पॉइंट P पे यहाँ टेस्ट चार्ज है, टेस्ट चार्ज को बाय कन्वेंशन क्या लेना है, पॉजिटिव, तो वो तो क्या होगा, अट्रैक्ट होगा. फिर थोड़ा दूर रखो तो भी अट्रैक्ट होगा, इंटेंसिटी विल डिक्रीज. तो मैं क्या करूंगा, पहले एक स्फीयर बना देते हैं ताकि डायग्राम प्रॉपर रहे. सोर्स इज नेगेटिव, सो चारों तरफ एरो कैसी बना दूंगा, इनवर्ड. एंड व्हाट डज दिस इनवर्ड मींस, कि योर टेस्ट चार्ज विल मूव टुवर्ड्स द सोर्स चार्ज. फिर छोटी एरो, तो ये स्फीयर एक कॉन्सेंट्रिक और सब जगह छोटी एरो आ जाएगी. स्मॉल एरो. अब और दूर जाऊंगा सोर्स से, तो और एरो छोटी हो जाएगी. सो दिस इज स्मॉल एरो, स्मॉल एरो, स्मॉल एरो, स्मॉल एरो. सो इन द कमिंग डेज we will be taking the help of this diagrams, and from this diagram we will know even whether the source is positive or negative. If from a particular point the field lines are emerging, then your source is positive because the test charge are moving away. Arrow क्या बताता है, test charge की direction. Or if particular point arrow are meeting at that point, they will not meet but they are drawn towards the charge, then our source should be negative, and arrow towards the source indicate that when I place a test charge there, test charge तो positive है, तो it will be attracting towards the source, and therefore the source should be negative. So again we come to that definition. This is a picture, a pictorial representation to understand the intensity. तो बिना बोले अब इस डायग्राम से क्लियरली समझ आएगा कि P पे ताकत ज्यादा है. ताकत किसकी होती है, सोर्स की, एज कंपेयर टू पॉइंट R एंड S. यहां भी ऐसा होगा. प्लस फील्ड लाइन से क्या इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी कि वेदर योर सोर्स इज पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव. बाय कन्वेंशन टेस्ट चार्ज इज ऑलवेज टेकन एज पॉजिटिव एंड सोर्स कैन बी पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव. सो इफ एट अ पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट द फील्ड लाइंस आर emerging, then the source is positive. If the field lines are moving towards a particular point or entering towards any point, we call the source charge as a negative. And this arrow is a path which is followed by a test charge if it is allowed to move freely. And now these arrows are straight, so the path is straight. In the next lecture we will also see that this field lines can be curved also if we have a system of charges. So for the time being, electric field are the imaginary concept given by Faraday. ऐसी कोई फील्ड लाइंस एग्जिस्ट नहीं होती. अगर मेरे पास यहाँ पे कोई प्लस सोर्स चार्ज है तो उसमें से कोई ऐसी एरो नहीं निकलने वाली. ये सिर्फ पिक्चर्स के थ्रू और डायग्राम से तुमको समझाना है मुझे कि भाई इंटेंसिटी ज्यादा है या कम है. So it is a pictorial representation purely an imaginary concept. Field lines are the imaginary concept. Electric field is a reality. Electric field is a reality. Field lines are not reality, and it is a path followed by a test charge if it is allowed to move freely. So this is what we have for today's lecture. Have a good day. So again we come to that definition. This is a picture, a pictorial representation to understand the intensity. तो बिना बोले अब इस डायग्राम से क्लियरली समझ आएगा कि P पे ताकत ज्यादा है, ताकत किसकी होती है, सोर्स की, as compared to point R and S. यहाँ भी ऐसा होगा. प्लस फील्ड लाइन से क्या इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी कि whether your source is positive or negative. By convention, test charge is always taken as positive, and source can be positive or negative. So if at a particular point the field lines are emerging, then the source is positive. If the field lines are moving towards a particular point or entering towards any point, we call the source charge as a negative. And this arrow is a path which is followed by a test charge if it is allowed to move freely. And now these arrows are straight, so the path is straight. In the next lecture we will also see that this field lines can be curved also if we have a system of charges. So for the time being, electric field are the imaginary concept given by Faraday. ऐसी कोई फील्ड लाइंस एग्जिस्ट नहीं होती. अगर मेरे पास यहाँ पे कोई प्लस सोर्स चार्ज है तो उसमें से कोई ऐसी एरो नहीं निकलने वाली. ये सिर्फ पिक्चर्स के थ्रू और डायग्राम से तुमको समझाना है मुझे कि भाई इंटेंसिटी ज्यादा है या कम है. सो इट इज अ पिक्टोरियल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, purely an imaginary concept. Field lines are the imaginary concept. Electric field is a reality. Electric field is a reality. Field lines are not reality, and it is a path followed by a test charge if it is allowed to move freely. So this is what we have for today's lecture. Have a good day.